Chapter 4. And immediately got off the car, looking frightened. Take it. Yolanda threw a set of keys and a bank card to Sean. What is it? Sean looked at Yolanda, still puzzled. Your mother is just discharged from the hospital. I rented a house for her, so you don't have to return to take care of her. I need you here. There are 100,000 in the card. Don't borrow money from others. You're embarrassing my family. Sean looked at Yolanda's cold face and felt moved. She always hid her kindness under her veil. It was not the first time that she had done such things. Sean could take all the insults during the 3 years, mainly because Yolanda had helped him every time he was about to give up. Thank you. Sean took over the bank card and keys. Then he bowed to Yolanda. Although he had inherited many treasures from the Polarity Jade, Yolanda's help was still very precious now. Come here after settling down. I'll tell you something. Yolanda's voice remained cold. All right. Sean brought Anne into the community. According to the number on the key, they found the house soon. After getting into the house, they were both shocked. There was a good set of furniture and new bed sheets. There were also new toothbrushes and towels in the bathroom. A few boxes of tonic were on the table in the living room. This must be very expensive. We should ask Yolanda to return it. I can go back to the village. Anne was worried as she looked around in the room. Sean, you didn't say anything in the past, now I finally know what you are doing at the Lanes. Yolanda must have cost a lot of money to rent such a big house. Her family might cause trouble for you. So, we should return. As Anne spoke, tears fell down her cheeks. Mom, don't worry. You just rest assured and live here. I'll handle the rest. You don't have to worry about me. Anyway, things aren't as scary as you think. I'm actually doing well. Sean wanted to comfort Anne, so he looked as if he didn't care about the sufferings. But, in fact, he was distraught too. Sean, don't lie to me. I'm your mother, and I know you well. Why don't you go back with me? You don't have to put up with the Lanes. I'll think of every way to pay back 80,000. If not, we can sell our farmland. Anne grabbed Sean's hand and said. If Anne had said this earlier, Sean might agree with her. But he had spent 3 years with Yolanda. She was such an outstanding woman that he had fallen in love with her. In addition, sometimes Yolanda was nice to him, which made Sean even more hopeful about their relationship. So, he didn't want to leave now. Mom, don't worry about this. You've seen Yolanda today. She's nice to me. If I can't stay at the Lanes anymore, I'll go back to the village with you. But Anne looked worried and wanted to say something else. No buts. Just listen to me. Many things in the city are different from those in our village. I'll teach you how to use them. Anne did not care about these things at all. She was concerned about Sean. She didn't want him to stay at the Lanes anymore. All right, Mom, take care of yourself. Yolanda is waiting for me downstairs. I'll see you tomorrow. Call me if you need anything. Anne wanted to talk to Sean, but he had run down the stairs. Looks like that Yolanda also has some feelings for me. Sean was singing happily when he got downstairs and walked out. Now that I have inherited those treasures from the Polarity Jade, I will soar to prominence soon. When I become an elite, Yolanda will be my wife for real. Thinking of this, Sean couldn't help but grin stupidly. Everything is settled. Sean opened the car door and got into the Mercedes-Benz. Yolanda, thank you for doing so much for my mother. Although you get a stern face all day, I know you're. Sign it. Before Sean could express his gratitude, Yolanda interrupted him coldly and threw a document at him. What is this? Sean picked up the document and asked. The next second, his face changed as he looked at Yolanda in disbelief. The document said divorce settlement at the top. Can you tell me why? Sean was distraught and looked at Yolanda. No, it's none of your business. Yolanda started the car and said coldly. But we've signed a contract. I haven't paid you back the $80,000. Sean said in a low voice. He looked as if he was drained and burned out. Yolanda glanced at him coldly. You don't have to pay me back. I can give you $500,000. You'll live well in the countryside with that. We are not from the same world. It might be good for you to return to normal life. Besides, I'm in. Yolanda suddenly stopped and couldn't help but laugh at herself in her heart. She didn't need to talk about it with someone like Sean. He had been nowhere. Did she hope that Sean could solve the company's problems for her? If he could make it, he wouldn't have become the matrilocal son-in. Law of the Lanes. I'll give you 1 month to think about it. I will divorce you after this month, whether you agree or not. Yolanda said forcefully. Sean said nothing. Ever since they got Mara Reed, Yolanda had been very bossy. She never tolerated dissent from Sean. She always appeared in front of everyone as a powerful woman in the business world. However, Yolanda suddenly stopped just now, which worried Sean. She said that what had happened to her? Was she in trouble? Are you in some kind of trouble? Sean suddenly asked. Yolanda was surprised. She turned to look at him. She did not expect Sean to find that she was in trouble through her words. However, her voice was as cold as ever. Mind your own business. Suddenly, the Mercedes-Benz got bumped, and the windshield shattered. Sean and Yolanda almost flew out of their seats. A Rolls-Royce overturned in front of them. There were crash marks on it. Yolanda was dumbfounded. They only noticed that the traffic light had turned red long ago. Evidently, they had run the red light and bumped into Rolls-Royce. Are you all right? Sean unbuckled his seat belt and went to check if Yolanda was injured. Get away from me. Yolanda's roar stopped Sean. His hand froze in the air. If you hadn't always talked to me, I would have noticed the red light. What have I done? To marry you? What should we do now? Yolanda opened the car door and rushed down to check people in the Rolls-Royce. The passers-by also rushed over to help. Sean was helpless. He always failed to get Yolanda's approval.